Okay, geographers, in this quick video we're going to be plotting some choropleth maps, but we're going to be using our own areas rather than predetermined areas such as states in the USA or countries of the world or ward districts from census data. I want to draw my own areas. So this is something you might be doing for your controlled assessment, your coursework or your NEA, or just something you want to have a bit of fun with. So in a CSV file, okay, a comma separated value file, that's really important. It's not an Excel file you save as CSV. I've got some places and I've just called them place 1 to 5. Okay, you could call them woodland, woodland A, car park or whatever. And then I've got some data. So this could be tree density, carbon data, temperature, whatever. Okay, but importantly, my column headers are place and data. Okay, that's important later. So I've saved that file as a CSV file. I'm going to go to ArcGIS, okay, and then I'm going to import my data. So if I go to layers, the first thing I'm going to do is actually create a sketch layer, okay, and that means I'm going to draw on my layers. So if I find the polygon, and the first area I looked at was this section of woodland just here, and I've just done left clicks on my woodland, just like in Digimaps actually, and then a double left click to finish that area. Okay, I'm then going to draw a second area. So my second woodland was here. Okay, just very quickly, I'm going to draw 5 because I looked at 5 areas. It's 4. The other one, if I remember rightly, was just here. Okay, what I need to do now is actually I need to name these areas. So if I left click on them, oops, that zooms in, apologies, it's properties. Here are the names. They're just called polygons at the moment. So if I click, and I have to obviously get the correct one, but I'm going to call them just randomly. This is place 1. Okay, it's highlighted on the screen, so that one there I'm going to call place 1. Okay, this one here I remember was place 2. Okay, I didn't have a capital letter, I don't think. Okay, it's got to be spelled exactly the same. Let me check. No, they're not capital letters for place, so that's good. This one here I'm pretty sure was place 3 with no space. This one here is place 4, and this spelling is really important because you're actually going to join it up in a minute, and ArcGIS won't be able to do that if they have different names. Okay, so there are my 4 polygons. You can see in a previous video, you can color them in, you can annotate them, but I'm going to make an actual choropleth map. So now I need to import some data. Okay, so if I go to layers again, and I'm going to add layer from file, from my device, and then it is local fieldwork data. I'm going to go next. Okay, there's my data. Apologies, it's not local fieldwork data at all, is it? Let's try again. I picked the wrong file there. Local fieldwork choropleth, of course it is. Okay, so string, that means letters. So my place names are letters and data are my numbers. Yeah, good. Check its integers for your data because it, if you put a random space in or something, it turns it into a string. So that could be a source of an error. Okay, now it's asking me, importantly, look, I'm going to use credits here. Okay, I've got 150 available, so I'm using a tiny amount, but just be aware that these free credits you get will expire with this. Okay, so it's saying, where's your place? Well, on my Excel spreadsheet, I had the place and data. So my place is place. So I'm trying to connect the 2 up. Just going to give it a new name at the end. And I'm going to create and add it to my map. So this might take a little bit of time, depending on your internet speed, your computer speed, how much data you're trying to throw at it. But it's now creating this layer of data onto my map. Okay, now it doesn't know how to deal with it at the moment. It doesn't know where in the world to put it because I haven't connected them. So I've got my layer of my polygons in another part of the world, and I've got my layer of data here. Okay, now the key thing that I now need to click on the right hand side is analysis. Now if you've not got an analysis button here, your school admin teacher needs to add it, or you need to speak to Esri. I think the email is just schools@esriuk.com, I think, and they'll help you put the analysis button on, but the analysis button needs to be on there. So we've clicked analysis, and we're going to try and combine those two different layers you've made, your data and then the drawings. So I'm going to click on Tools. I'm then going to click on Join Features. And it's asking me what's what. So target layer. My target layer is going to be always my map layer, and that's my sketch, the polygons. It's not my Excel data, it's the polygons. My join layer is going to be my numbers. Okay, I can skip the next section. This is nothing to put in here. Output name, let me call it joined layer choropleth. Okay, I'm then going to run. Oh, either a spatial attribute join is required. Oh yes, I've missed something out. Of course I have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here. So in join settings, I need to connect the layers. So the target, okay, the target is title. So if you remember in the polygons I drew, the name of each polygon is called title. Okay, that's really, really important. So once I've done that, where have I gone? Here it is. There we go. So target field is title. The join field is going to be place. Okay, so place 1, place 2, place 3, place 4, place 5. They're the two different headings in my CSV file. So the polygon I drew is going to match up with the Excel spreadsheet. And hopefully that should run that time. Yeah. So again, this does take credits. It says it's been submitted. It doesn't come back instantly, but it is whirring away in the background. I'm just going to minimize this a little bit. And then in a second or so, we should see this appear as a layer up in the top left. It can take 30 seconds. It sometimes takes a minute or so. But this layer should appear. So if I actually just drag down while we're waiting, okay, my layer should come just here. This is where my polygons are. If we give it a few seconds, there we go. So I didn't press anything, that just appeared, and it's now colored them all in blue. Perfect, perfect. Now, what I'm going to do on my new layer at the top here, as you can see, I can actually close those off, and I'm just working on my joined layer now. So this is my choropleth map. What I can do is I can add a field, and my field is going to be data. So I want to present the data. Okay, it'll have a think. And its first go is not a bad go. It said, do you want to present it using a choropleth map? Sorry, a proportional circle map. No, I don't. It's this second box down here. I'm going to put the blue tick on and say, I want to use areas. And there you go, as if by magic. Look at that, absolutely fantastic. That is my choropleth map of the areas that I drew. And again, I can go into style, and I can faff around with the colors. I can change the outline. I can do all sorts in here. I can do high to low. I can turn on the legend or the key. Importantly, look here, I can classify the data. So at the moment in my key, I've got sort of a gradient. Let's open this up, and I can tell it, there you go. It's decided to put in 4 classes of data, 4 categories. Okay, I can actually increase it to 5 if I want, or 6, or reduce it even less. Okay, so there's lots to play around in here. I must click done and done at the end. And then there you go. So I can annotate that, I can draw on it, I can actually screenshot that and take it into to Word if I wanted to. But that is my own choropleth map using my own areas. Okay, hope that was useful. Cheerio, bye-bye.